Welcome to the Friendly Aussie podcast.
Before we delve into our discussion about what we're doing in the new year as Fab, I just want to talk about the Friendly Aussie Buds store. You can pick up PGR stickers and shirts and all different kinds of stuff. We just launched it. You should check it out. Store.friendlyaussiebuds.com. Yeah, boy.
Welcome to the Friendly Aussie podcast. This is the first officially recorded podcast of 2020. State of the Sesh.
Yes, indeed. It's the state of the Sesh, everybody. We're here to talk about where the Sesh is at in the new decade now that we find ourselves in it. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. Country's burning, which means the weed's burning, which means bush is going to be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cost of living's just fucking going
Across
up.
the board, don't you reckon? Like, vegetables at Coles and Woolies have been more expensive even recently.
Yeah, I don't even reckon that's impacted their supply lines. They're just like, nah, fuck it. We can get some fucking dollars in. Like, yeah.
You might not be wrong, friend.
Nah, you know what's the shit thing about like that whole thing?
Yeah, what?
They raise the prices because obviously supply, demand, and da-da-da-da-da. But then when things stabilize, they won't go back down, and you know it. Like, they will slightly, but they'll always stay at that higher price and be like, oh, this is normal now.
I mean,
it's what
that's
happens
the thing.
every time.
They can either say it's a sale now that they put it down to the price that it was previously at.
Yeah, exactly.
So to speak. Wow, isn't it funny that Australians like have this universal experience of the rising cost of living,
It's a bit strange, that one.
and we don't do anything about it?
I always like equate it to like how much tomatoes have gone up in price. I just get mad. It's like you used to be $4 a kilo for the good ones. Now you're $7. So now I have to scan the shitty tomatoes at Woolies for the other ones.
Don't admit it, they'll get you.
Oh fuck yeah, nah. Sorry, nah.
I only use the most expensive
I
tomatoes.
actually
at
don't
the
self-scan.
Woolworths
I
checkout.
support Woolies workers. Yep, that one.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
right.
Don't support the robot overlords.
I like talking to people.
I do. Actually, yeah, I generally try to go unless there's a massive lineup or like there's someone with like one trolley with like 8 families worth of shopping.
Yeah, no, sometimes it can be super fucking crowded.
It's really annoying.
Yep.
But anyway.
Middle class, banal existence that we live.
I wouldn't call it middle class. It's fucking every class.
Oh, don't you reckon?
Man, the rich got to deal with it more because they have the rich people who are buying more things and they got to wait more in line because they're too lazy to pack it themselves.
I'm pretty sure they just get it like to
Delivered.
the house.
Yeah, actually, yeah, no, that's fucking correct. Fuck. I guess we know where we stand.
Yeah.
That's
We're
fine.
aspirational. Let's not say anything
Listen,
about
listen, Fab audience, we're broke. We're like flat, like broke. Like
it. You're quitting your job soon.
Shh, we are, yeah. Like not soon, next week. Not far
fucked.
away.
That's fucked.
It's a cool time to be alive as
It's awesome.
a budding entrepreneur such as myself because we're taking the risk in 2020 because it's 420 for a whole month. So why not?
We are.
So
We've got to take risks. Because this is basically, if you think about how businesses and stuff work, you've got a year to really like set up, and then you've got a year to develop and like see where you work and where you don't. And then your third year is really
your money year.
Yeah, it's money year, win or lose. You know, like you actually see impacts on your life that are pretty major.
We built this first as kind of a bit of a hobby that kind of manifested into there's potential here, and now we know we are the fucking top dogs of Australian cannabis.
Yeah, mate, we fucking know.
We're probably not, but we kind of are. I reckon in terms of web presence, there is very much no one that can compete with us, I would say.
Yeah, like in terms of the traffic that we're actually bringing in,
Yeah.
and a lot of the stuff that we're putting out, it's information, it's resources, and it's, I guess, an online presence, online community that you don't see in other places. So
Yeah. But to be fair, we haven't fostered our community enough, I feel.
I agree. There's room for
We
improvement.
have a lot of room for improvement there. We don't utilize the Facebook group. And well, actually, that's probably really the only big issue. And our website isn't really built on a community structure of yet. It's more social goes to there or search engine stuff comes to it rather than having a lot of comments. But that's pretty normal for a website, to be fair.
Yeah. You get a lot of the engagement coming from the socials. Like
Yeah,
on
that's
Facebook
that's
and
where
stuff.
it is now. It's easier to comment that way and you get instant replies and all of that. I've thought about like setting up like a private kind of Facebook embed like social network inside of Fab, and I could do that, but I don't know about the legalities of people like talking about buds and shit. It'll just maybe become like too scrutinized.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's
And
like-
look, maybe we don't want to get too integrated with that platform anyhow. Like,
Well, the thing
we're on
is,
it, but
you don't want to be integrated with Facebook or Instagram too much because you don't know what's going to happen to them
Fuck
or
oath.
what they'll do to you. I mean, shout
It's
out to
untold.
Ballin' on a Budget who lost his 1 million Facebook fan page.
me.
Like, you know, that ruins a man.
Yeah, no, it does.
So for that sort of thing, you don't know, especially when you're in the cannabis space, you don't know what's going to happen to your brand because they can effectively get rid of it in the snap of a fucking finger. What if our account just got deleted because we're posting about cannabis and they're just like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, they could do that.
They do that to
They
the people
really
on
could just do
Instagram and
that.
whatnot. We have tried to keep a clean image with us. Ours is more, we're not showing people fucking ripping bongs all the time or something like that. Like, that's what I see most accounts getting removed for.
Yeah.
Ours is a little more subtle and discreet. So I think that's where we win. But to kind of get back on track with what we're going to talk this podcast about, that's a whole bunch of...
It is the state of the sesh after all. Guess
well,
so.
I'm fucking cool.
That is the state of the sesh at this stage.
So today, just for a change for the Fab audience, recently I got myself an Ariza Solo 2. So I am no longer plugging the Mighty. Dun dun dun. The
Damn.
Mighty is by far the better vape.
And
in
it's
many
been your vape
respects.
for a while, hey?
Oh yeah, I've had that Mighty for like I've had a few for like 4 or 5 years. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
And I've used many. Now, this Ariza Solo 2, I've been using it more than the Mighty.
Whoa.
I like it more.
Yeah.
You know why? The glass stem obviously provides a nicer taste. It's just a fact.
Right.
It's a lot easier to clean, but you know why I really like it? The chamber is a lot smaller, which means I am having less and it kind of feels more productive. It gives a different experience. I like it a little more. You can get just as cooked. It'll just take a little longer. But it's so good and it's so easy to clean. You just soak the stem in milk.
Hey.
It's
It's got
in
like
boiling
res
milk.
over it at the moment.
In boiling milk, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, man, you could dab that res. It's great.
You really could. It looks...
What you do, you crank this
Very
to
clean.
max with nothing inside and it'll burn up the oils a little bit. But anyway, back to where we were. So we wanted to set up this podcast for us to talk about us as...
Meta.
this is the FAP. So we better FAP. Oh, no.
It is literally a wank if you think about it, because
Oh,
we're
fuck.
talking
We should
about
have called
ourselves.
it the great,
Get it?
the 2020 wank, the great 2020 wank.
Oh, the wank cast.
The wank car. No, the Fab's big old wank. Nah,
The
anyway.
big old fucking wank.
We wanted to tell the audience a little bit about us and where we're going with Fab and what we've kind of got planned for the future and where we've been and where we're heading. So you've gotten a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We've been around for like 2 years in April, May or June. I think it's May. I can't remember. I don't care. Yeah. Anyway, so that's getting us to a point where we're like, okay, what do we do with this? Like, we've built a little bit of a brand. We've got a bit of this awareness and we're growing pretty steadily, actually. And our content flow is getting better. We're really happy with us. So what we're looking to do is we want to turn this into a proper business. So what are we going to do, Mitch?
That's a good question.
What are we gonna do?
I think we actually have to transition from making content all of the time and producing things for our audience solely for the purpose of creating good quality content into a position where we actually are facilitating all different kinds of services for people in the cannabis community. And I guess doing it in a way that allows us to stay alive as well.
Yep.
With the idea of, bringing an income for this thing to be sustainable that we're doing into the future. I think there's a few different routes that you can take.
Yep.
Is there anything that really speaks out to you in particular when it comes to this?
I think probably the biggest thing that we're going to probably look to do is probably affiliate marketing. So we want to find brands in Australia that we like, firstly. Like, I never would work with someone I don't like.
Yeah.
That's a rule I've learnt. And people who are actually providing like a valuable service of some form. So
I hear you.
I think we would include their links within our articles for products that they have or services they offer, and hopefully we get small commission out of that to a 10 to 20% sort of range.
That sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, you have other examples of that.
And it allows us to just make the content that we want, really, without being too shilly. And we have integrity. We have integrity. We have integrity at Fab.
For sure.
And when we have integrity, we will make sure that what we plug is legit.
Yeah, it's gotta be
We
legitimate.
don't plug with backy. We don't do it here. We plug with straight green.
Yeah, fuck off with that spin shit.
Yeah, fuck off, spin.
And by
Hashtag fuck backy.
that,
Do
by
it.
that, just say fuck Mitch Keys because
He's fine.
he spins.
Shh, don't tell the audience
Tell the audience.
You wrote an article about not doing it.
Well, I'm sorry.
Fucking horrible person.
No,
That's fine.
contradictory.
Anyway, so affiliate marketing. So if you are a cannabis brand in Australia, so you might be a bong store, you might be a vaporizer store, you might be a hydroponic store, you might be a seed bank, you might be a hemp clothing store, you might be... What else have we got? I don't know. Any cultivation equipment. So if you're doing anything in that space, if you're lighting, if you're a medicinal clinic, lighting's normally always under the hydro stores, but there are separate brands, so it's fine. But if you're in anything in that space, please do shoot us an email. Go to friendlyaussiebuds.com/contact.
Yeah.
Or you can contact us at contact@friendlyaussiebuds.com. And we'll get in touch with you and we'll work out what we can do, because we have an audience that hits about, give or take, anywhere from 60 to 80,000 hits a month. And 85 on our website, and that's an 85% Aussie audience. And we have 7,000 people that follow us on Facebook and just shy of 2,000 on Instagram. So there are people with bigger followings, but I guarantee no one has as much organic traffic as we do.
True. And like leading on with that, I guess one of the main things that we can harness with that organic traffic is a set of resources that the community can use.
Yep.
Like when you're talking about, like we've had conversations, Josip and I, about a directory, a cannabis directory that would basically centralize a lot of the main information that you find on forums and in other places around the internet into one place.
One thing we really want to do is build this directory for the sole reason, this is my personal reason, I want reviews. Nowhere can I review a lot of these cannabis brands that are popping up, especially the ones through social media, and... Well, no, just social media. They're just popping up, and they're kind of like mini startups, and they could be a little faceless. They could have someone behind them, but often they're pretty faceless. And they're kind of in this dodgy gray legal area, and they might screw over people. I've seen seed banks do it. I've seen people who are sending buds out to people do it, but I'm not allowing that to be on the site at all. That will not be permitted because I don't agree with it.
We're going to have to do some, I don't know, basic vetting to make sure that...
The thing is, as they come in, we'll have a look and we'll approve or not. It's fine. But basically, I want to allow these people to come through, and or anyone really. I want everything relating to cannabis on here. We've already built out the categories. It's beautiful. And I want them to be reviewable. So basically, people can leave a 5-star review, or they can leave a 1-star, and they can leave a comment with their experience with said service, because I think they'll bring a little more transparency to everyone in Australia.
So you're saying a bit like Metacritic, there would be community reviews and not just a fab review necessarily.
I want that, and then I want the fab review probably linked within there if we've done something with them before, because that'll be nice, easy content for them to find, and they can get a full experience of whatever it is. So I think this is something mandatory and necessary for Australia, because I've looked for cannabis directories, and there is the hemp directory, and it was made in like 2018, and it's pretty shit. You can't review things, and it's pretty limited in what it offers, but it's pretty good. It's given us a baseline for people to contact to add to our directory, so that's great. They just need to work on it a little more. That's all. I'm not biased, but I can do better. We will do better. We will do better for Australia.
We're in the process of putting this thing together at the moment. I mean, Josip's kind of like got a plugin that he's working with at the moment, trying to get it all to work. And
why are you American now? There's no integrity there.
It's Integrity Farms, man.
Integrity Farms.
I still need to watch the...
You really do, because you can write such a good article on that 6-episode season.
Yeah, okay.
Because it talks about the corporatization of cannabis. It's really, really clever. You could come up with some witty shit. Plus, you could probably take screen caps and make some fucking memes. But anyway.
All right. Let me think about that.
We need to do this. It's fucking good. That
maybe
whole season. Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what we're looking to do. And we didn't really talk about what we did over the holiday break. So that could be a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that in. So for me, I actually tried to take a little bit of time to unwind, because I don't generally. And I had to go to a funeral. So that was shit.
Alas, yeah.
Had to deal with family. That was shit. Great New Year's and all that. And then right after New Year's, I got sick by one certain individual in this fucking room.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Hey, guys. I didn't
She
do
caught
it.
me in the shower. It wasn't me. He got me sick. It was fucking Mitch
It was
Keys.
Mitch Keys. I didn't mean it.
It's fine.
Does
It's
that
fine.
mean I didn't do it?
Yeah, yeah. No, but it's fine. I look at it as this is my sickness out for the year, and now I'll be fucking
I
smooth sailing.
think that's what I was trying to do. Get you on
Yeah,
the punch
you,
card.
you just
early.
got my fucking immunities fucking going for the whole year.
And I was like, you know, I've it's taken me a while to recover, so I've kind of been patient zero for a lot of different people. Like everyone in my life is giving me shit for the fact that I am making everyone sick.
Jesus Christ, you're a literal disease.
I am like just a walking disease at this stage. But I think I'm no longer contagious. That's
Yeah,
the good news.
Hopefully,
The-
I'm pretty
the-
sure I got my work people sick too.
Well, yeah.
Well, I tried to not go to work, and then I was kind of forced into it because I'm like leaving work.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got to train the person up, even if you are basically
Yep.
viral.
But anyway,
It's been an interesting time for me over the past, I don't know, few weeks as well. Like I've had my obvious, like, you know, Christmas time with my parents and my family. It was pretty immediate family, so nothing too big. Because a lot of my family lives in Victoria, so didn't see them this year. And of course, I ended up at New Year's with you, which was maybe an ill-advised decision.
it was a good fucking time.
It was a
though.
good fucking time, though.
It was
I
a
don't
very
regret
good
it.
New Year's. It's probably my favorite New Year's ever, to be honest.
Yeah, man, it was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you have this kind of space for entertaining
It is good.
and just living in general.
It's not bad.
Um,
Right now, we're recording this podcast in my very living room / office / bird kingdom / bedroom /
Yeah.
masturbatorium / dungeon.
It's an open plan office for Josip to wreak havoc in.
It's pretty wild. Like, come around if you're in Brisbane. Hit us up. We'll do a podcast with you, and you can see my
You'll see
tissues.
his dungeon.
You'll see my tissues, mate.
It's amazing.
So, where are we heading? What have we been doing lately? Like, so fab-wise, what did we do over the New Year's period, really?
Well, we had a lot of we had a few people write in. Like we had Matt and Angus
Yeah, that was good.
do a
Angus
lot of
returned
stuff. Yeah, Angus did return. So
from
thanks, Angus.
Morocco.
Wow, like he was over there. I didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
What? So I guess he actually did write that article by going to Morocco, and that was the trip. Like he's a jet setter.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, really
He's
awesome.
done well. So we did that, and then we did launch a campaign, the Fuck PGR campaign, which we actually started at the Hemp Expo, and it's taken us till this long because I'm a bit of a piece of shit to organize
Hey, don't
the
say
new
that.
store. Nah, I could have launched it way fucking early. It was my bad. I should
It's
have.
true, but you know, you were undergoing a fair bit of
I was stressed
stuff at that
I was
time.
stressed.
It's okay.
There's other things, but it's annoying because we missed the Christmas rush because
Yeah.
they would have made great gifts, and now everyone's a little poor from Christmas, so it kind of fucked up bottom dollar. But also,
It's true.
not really fast. We don't make much money on the shirts at all.
We've kind of got to think about how to push that that store stuff in a way that feels right, in a way that feels like not necessarily too.
I've got some
pluggy.
ideas.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we make some bundles start happening, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking we need to bundle like big sticker packs. We only offer a 5-pack at the moment of the Fuck PGR. I've put in an order for a whole bunch more, so we'll start doing 25 and 50 packs.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe even 100. I don't know.
That would be
That'd
sweet.
be interesting. But we'll start offering that as a service.
You got big ones too, right?
And I got some fucking big ones. I got the 12 centimeters, which are basically the same size as 4 of the current ones.
So
And
if you
then
could think about this on a wall, you could actually tile these
Yeah,
stickers.
because
So
they're
you
all
could-
square.
Yeah, the big ones could be like right next to the medium sized and the small ones, and you would have this cool psychedelic pattern, which maybe we'll give that a go at some point.
At some point.
Who knows?
And I also got a couple, not many, I just got a couple 24 by 24, which is, again, 4 of the 12.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
That's
they're gonna be
amazing.
big.
You went huge with that.
Yeah, they're going to be
All
fucking
in.
cool. I was just like, fuck yeah, let's slap that at South Bank or something. The only problem is someone was telling me, I don't know who it was, maybe it was you. They're like, you've got your at-friendly Aussie Buds thing. You could get in trouble for that because it's vandalism.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, well, nah, some cunt bought it and put it there. I can't be blamed for that. Like,
Wasn't
are you
me.
going after the cigarette companies when you find a fucking cigarette butt on the floor?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you know it's a Marlboro. Do you go after them? Nah.
Yeah, and they don't go after other sticker companies per se.
Well, I
or
hope
people
not.
who sell stickers.
I hope not.
I do hope.
I saw some
that's not
hologram
true.
stickers the other day. There was like
Ooh.
a pack of 50 for I think $30, and I was like, "Fuck, that could be all right."
Like actual hologram?
Yeah,
Like, how
you
does
know,
it
like
work?
shiny, like
I see,
like-
holographic.
yeah,
kinda.
I thought that would be really fun.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I think we might do that and make a limited edition run.
I've been thinking about, I don't know, like maybe we could make some sort of. I used to be a really like big trading card kid,
Oh yeah,
like Yu-Gi-Oh. And
yeah. So was
you have,
I.
like, the
Yu-Gi-Oh was
shiny
shit.
holographic.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking
holographic.
about-
Fuck PGR.
Or how do we make like a card, like a trading card?
Should we make the Fab trading card game?
Need to figure out how this would work.
Oh man,
but-
you know what we should do? We should make like a game similar to Cards Against Humanity or like those drinking games.
Yeah.
Base
but-
it on stoner shit, but Australian
yeah.
stoner shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like that would be cool.
That could be potentially quite interesting. It would be like maybe a limited run because
Yeah.
how much of it we could produce, I'm not sure. But
I don't know. We could figure something
we could
out.
figure something out, huh?
I reckon we could. It'd be a bit fun. Like leave
Tell
a
your
comment.
friends.
Like leave a comment if you'd like to see a Fab card-based game.
Yeah.
Would probably encourage binge bongs or vapes or like joints.
It would
Maybe
be a
like
bit
there'd be
like
like a MasterCard. Roll a joint and share it with the crew.
Oh, I love
And
that.
then it would go around. And then like the next one's like, you miss out. You don't get a bong because you're a bitch. Something like that. I don't know.
It
That's what
tells
I
you
call it.
you're a bitch on the card?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Because you're a little bitch because you can't hit cones. Oh, no. Take a full-size cone or something without coughing. If you cough, you must have another cone or something like that, right?
Ooh.
Like punishment.
I love that.
Like coughs and shit. What else could you do? Smoke a bong through a fan. So like it just makes the smoke go everywhere. Go outside on the street and rip a cone,
wow.
right?
That's potentially
and
dangerous.
say fuck the police.
Whoa. Damn. You don't want to get that card in some neighborhoods.
Fuck
In
yeah, you
certain
wouldn't.
neighborhoods.
But like, think about it, like, but it could become like a thing. You can say like no 3 times.
So you're thinking about this as a kind of like a dare game.
Yeah. So like, you can say no like 3 times. If you say no 3 times, you're out of the game, right?
So a bit like a drinking game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that was the idea I was going with.
so
Yeah.
okay, maybe you center it around people fitting a stoner stereotype as well. Like if they tick a certain box,
They have to.
they have to do
a
X.
cone.
Do you know what I
or-
mean?
Yeah.
Um,
They have to shout the person to their right a cone.
yeah, something like that.
Oh fuck, man! We should make this. This is actually a great game.
Yeah, I like the
What would we
idea.
call it? The Fab?
Oh, the friendly Aussie board game.
No, because it's not a board game. It's, a
not a board
tabletop. The friendly Aussie.
Fag friendly Aussie game.
No way! Can't do that. Can't do that. Mitch is actually on the floor here. Mitch has just gone full fag on us.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
So sorry for anyone
That's
in the
something
audience
I
who might
would
have been
say.
offended by that.
That's a Josip line, not a Mitch line.
It is, and maybe I'll cut it out. I'm just like, you know,
I wouldn't leave it.
wouldn't?
We're authentic.
okay,
Called you.
we're authentic.
Again, I'm going to ruin your political career.
Oh fuck me! I just wanted to become prime minister. Is that too much to ask?
Fabs bowls and Fabs bowls and something, or Fabs cones and something, something like that. Like Fab Conan. I don't know.
Fab Conan O'Brien.
Look, we'll work on the name. We'll work on the name. We need to talk to Sam. He'll come up with something.
Yeah, he will because he's ideas, man. But
He's just good with words and ideas with words. Okay, ideas. Anyway, so that's a really good idea. Actually, I really like that. I think we could have fun with that. We could do a limited run and then do another limited run if it goes well, because that could be
Yes,
really
man.
interesting. That's like a bigger term project. Let's like put that as like a big term project.
this is the first time we thought of this. just
Quite
on the
literally.
podcast,
It's
so-
look, this is a bunch of stoners talking shit, right? You know how it is.
Very
Most
much.
stoners will say things that we could do that would be fucking sick, and then we don't do it.
So watch what we do, not what we say.
Yeah. So if we
That is the
don't do it, you know we're pieces of shit.
Yes.
We're just like everybody else. Like, listen, it's pretty likely we won't do it, but like, I actually think it would be a good idea. We could get it ready for Christmas next year,
Okay.
or for 420.
Oh.
Holy shit! If we sold them at the Hemp Expo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
product, unique product.
I like that.
I like
So you're
it.
thinking about going to the Canberra Expo?
Oh man, it's a tough one. I would like to go to Canberra,
Oh yeah, me
but it's expensive
too. It is
to
expensive.
get me, you, and Samuel Sam. there, it would cost us a bit of penny, and we probably wouldn't make the return on our stall costs because they're fucking expensive.
Maybe we just have to go as visitors.
Potentially, but it would be good to get a stall.
It would be good to get a stall so that we could plug shit.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk to Michelle and figure out how we can get a cheaper stall. Got to figure out something. But anyway. Okay, so we've had the Fuck PGR campaign, and we need to keep pushing with it because obviously, fuck PGR, like quite literally. So I think we need to keep pushing with it. We'll put out some more info and some more merch, and we'll run some contests, and we'll do some cool shit with it. And we have been giving $5 from every shirt to the RFS this month for everything. And we've had a few people being like, oh, you should give more, you should give all of it. And it's like, cunt, we don't even make money. How do you want us to give money we don't have, you fuck? But I did decide that we probably will give probably a fair bit more because I'll top up the donation at the end of the month with most of the proceeds we've gotten anyway. I'll try and... I haven't given enough anyway. So we'll do that. I'll just take a hit. I've only given like a few $100. So like it's like, fuck it. Let's throw some more in.
Yeah.
And
going
so
to
we'll
a
see
good
what the
cause.
number happens. So if you are wanting to support us and them, because you buying the shirt supports us by just getting our brand out, that makes us pretty happy. Consider buying a shirt. You can have a discount code ready. 1, 2, 3, Fab5 gives you $5 off. Buy it right now. store.friendlyaussiebuds.com.
Wow, it was really clean.
There's another one for 10%, but I can't remember what it is. We'll include it in the article.
It's not Fab 10, is it?
No, it's not Fab 10. It's, I think, Fab 10 for you, but the number 4. I'm pretty sure that's it. But they give you 10%. So if you're buying 2 shirts, it'll be more than the $5 off.
So any budding consumers out there, give that a go.
Yeah, give it a whirl.
And maybe you'll find it in the comments anyhow.
Yeah, we should put it in the comments. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so what's going on in the country right now, Mitch? What's going on with cannabis and the country?
Well,
The
we've
double
had
C.
we've had a fair bit occur in the ACT. We had an article that came out since like last year, basically talking about how they were ramping up to legalize starting January 1st, 2020.
31st.
So now, 31st, sorry. Yeah, my bad. So now they're basically at this point where putting everything together, trying to make it all ready for that date. Canberra itself and ACT itself hasn't faced any legal challenge, so it's probably going to go through, assuming that it sticks around for a little while.
Could
we'll
be
see.
a really good test. That'll be fun.
It'll be a test. That's the thing. I think that Canberra as, a state has been a testing ground for other issues like, same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
And I guess you did have the courts strike that down.
Yeah, 2006.
Yeah. So I think that there's some stuff that it's interesting to view it from that perspective because it will set the ground, the battleground from where we're moving forward.
Yep.
And something that I really find interesting about what is happening in Canberra at the moment is that you have similar bills being introduced in places like Victoria and even in Northern Territory. I think there are other governments, state governments, that just aren't as effective. Like in New South Wales and in Queensland, you
And
just
in
have
Western
no
Australia.
fucking action. Yeah, same as in WA.
It's very strange. Those,
SA is actually going in the wrong direction.
yeah, it's crazy.
So,
but
but this is the thing. It'll be like, how can you actually see if is this like a kind of potential or an opening for legalization, not just on the state level, but on a federal level? Is this the beginning of something big, and can we actually harness that?
Yeah.
That's the question, I think.
See, I don't know if we'll ever go to that federal level until maybe the US does. I feel like that would be like our trigger.
That's why we need a Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, but fuck me. How are you going to pay for that?
How you gonna pay for it?
How you gonna pay for it, man? How you gonna pay for it?
Hey, Elizabeth Warren, can you please explain how Bernie Sanders will pay for his
It's absolutely absurd.
It's funny.
Look, as much as I would like Bernie to be the running mate, I doubt he's going to be, and I really hope it's not Joe Biden.
Oh man, you know what I hope? That neither Joe Biden nor Elizabeth Warren make it to the end, but I think Joe Biden will be.
Yep.
And ultimately, I think Elizabeth Warren will be the VP of Biden because of what she did to Bernie. Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If that doesn't happen, it will mean that if if Bernie wins the primary now, from this point, it means a direct fucking rejection of the establishment of Hillary Clinton, of Elizabeth Warren, and of Joe Biden. Think about it.
Oh,
if he
that's
wins the primary, he wins the Democratic Party.
Yep.
So this is that's what's at stake. If he wins 2020 against Trump, he wins the United States.
Yeah. Well,
And
of
the
course.
ideological direction of that country moving forward for the next 20 years. Think about it. Because he's essentially thinking about and talking about radical transformations of the economy and of basically
actually moving them in a new direction.
in a completely different direction to deal with the 21st century. And I think that's the main thing. People who are actually talking about solutions to the problems that we are facing rather than just trying to hold on to the power that they have as politicians. That's the difference. Even Donald Trump can only just talk about that stuff and has not gotten anywhere near to fixing it.
Yeah.
If anything, he aligns more with the establishment, but he
Yeah.
can talk about how he's against it. Anyhow.
Yeah. You see that all the time, but it's just literally the same thing. The one thing that is interesting is in his time, he definitely has brought more work back to the United States.
Yeah, there has been some
Like-
job returns. Oh, there has been outsourcing still.
Yeah, of course. It definitely has. There's not to disrespect that. But I think one of the things is you can see the US economy has been going quite well.
At least for the
because-
rich.
At least for the rich, of course. But at least it's providing wealth that's coming through, right? Like you're still getting people that are getting employed and actually getting work. It would be a problem if it wasn't. Like that was the big fear.
Yeah, well, Trump's basically running on the economy at the moment as well.
But
Got
he
that.
brought that whole nationalism thing back, and that really did get everyone going because there is Americans, and actually, I think it's really everyone in the world. We all have this patriotic, like, we want our country to be doing well, and we kind of regard it as good to be building our own shit. I think it's one of the things that's wrong with Australia. It's what I really envy about the US. They produce shit. Meanwhile, you're in Australia. What do we produce?
Well, we used to produce cars.
We did.
And you know what?
Fucking-
The funny thing about that is we could be producing electric cars.
Yes. We
'Cause
have such good engineers.
We created the solar cell battery. like, we need to start thinking with our heads. Anyhow, and maybe with our hearts too.
Ooh, that
knows?
sounds like Marianne Williamson.
Yeah, it is. It's the power of love.
I fucking love her.
power
I
of
want
love.
her to win.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
would be
don't know why
so
she
happy.
dropped out. I'm
I'd
so
be
sad.
so happy. Google YouTube Marianne Williamson speech, and you'll
Yes.
fall in love with this candidate. Just give her some shout. She's already gone. But
I
she's
just love
good.
how she went in on Jacinda Ardern, like the Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
You are so on, girl. It's amazing.
Speaking of New Zealand,
Yeah, that's what we need to talk
our other
about.
brothers, yeah. We had Abe, and we had 3 episodes with Abe, talking about what's going on in New Zealand, how it happened, and where they might be going forward. And like us as Aussies, we've met some Kiwis. We know them.
Yeah, top blokes.
They're fucking sick.
Choice.
They're choice as, bro.
Not to offend anyone.
Oi.
Lol.
They're just beached as. Best flash animation ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Anyway, so regarding the Kiwis, we all know that they're chill. We know that they would smoke. Like, they love smoke. I've never met a Kiwi that doesn't smoke, at least at some point in their life.
We
Like,
get comments from Kiwis who engage on our posts, like,
Yeah.
and they talk about the cannabis culture over there.
it's very different.
It seems to be very accepted in a lot of ways. I went on to, I forget what it's called. I think it's called K Road in Auckland. And it's kind of like their party district. And there are people just smoking joints. I mean, despite the fact that it is still illegal over there at the moment.
It's just kind of, there's better shit.
they
Like,
have
should focus
shifted it
on.
further in the direction of it's accepted.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. I think that they have a different, not just a different geography and a different, like, you know, physical location and etc. They have a different history and culture. With cannabis, I think that it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't be doing a lot of what New Zealand is doing at the moment.
Yeah.
We just haven't, like, as Australians, developed the political coalition that exists in New Zealand.
What's really weird is with Australia is we do have like a really weird level of conservatism here. Like,
Yep,
it's
and
just
also the major parties don't want to go against.
anything.
Well,
that-
they don't want to take big risks on something that might not return anything for them, like cannabis.
Yeah.
Especially when they get big returns from stuff like opium, which
Yeah.
is in direct opposition to stuff like cannabis.
See, one
talk
of the
about
interesting
cultivation.
things for me is bloody if we look at New Zealand, they're doing it as a referendum.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do it as a referendum, isn't that like empowering to the people to feel like you have some form of control?
Well, it is definitely a more democratic form of vote.
Right. Like you feel like you're getting the right result that way, because like even if you're going against what is probably scientifically proven as the correct thing, if all the people or majority of the people disagree with the science of whatever, like this is irrelevant of cannabis, I'm like, fucking fair enough. Let them have it that way. Like, I don't think that's wrong, right?
I think that there's an argument, a complex argument to be had actually about democracy in this one, because it's like the idea of the tyranny of the majority, which is like if anyone gains over like more than 50%, they can force minorities to do a certain thing. So then you have the discussion of like consensus, basically.
Yep.
And if you think about a government is basically a consensus, because you have the opposition, which is also part of the government, but the opposition disagrees with all of what the government wants to do. They just have a small majority.
Yeah.
The small majority allows them to govern. But I think that's
Weird.
That's kind of like something that we find ourselves in at the moment, is that we have representatives and we vote them in, and we don't see much of an impact, so we don't really understand how
To make any bigger impact.
well, we don't really believe in the voting system ultimately, or in democracy.
Yeah.
And I think that there have been examples in the past, like in New Zealand, there's an easier way to get a direct referenda onto the table.
Yeah.
They have a different system of democracy to us,
Mm-hmm.
for better or for worse, right?
Yeah.
So, and our system itself, it's mostly about constitutional changes when you're talking about a referendum.
Cannabis is constitutional though.
Well,
Isn't
you could add it into the constitution.
Yeah, but like, oh no, we have Commonwealth law. It's a bit different.
Yeah, we have common law, but so does New Zealand.
Okay.
The question it really is, could we call a referendum on cannabis in Australia as the laws are currently structured, or would we have to get some sort of political majority in federal parliament?
Yeah.
And my feeling on it is that maybe you could do a referendum. Maybe instead there would have to be a kind of like plebiscite or something. I would have to look into that because I'm not sure, right? And I should know because I fucking studied civics. So that's a brownie. That's like a minus point for me. Anyhow, whatever.
It's fine.
Don't laugh.
Listen, Mitch, you're a smart bloke. You're fine.
No, I'm not. I'm dumb.
Jesus
Stupid.
Christ.
Thank you.
But what I think the question that needs to be asked to our politicians, if you are a stoner in Australia, or even if you're not a stoner and you're just someone who consumes cannabis on the occasional Friday afternoon or night, you know, that you're just that every so often. The question is, why can you not afford us the same respect as the New Zealand government in allowing us to have a decision on the topic as a collective, as a referendum or a plebiscite? Why can't you give us that same respect? Why? I just want to know what their answer would be. Like, if you went on Q&A and you asked Mr. fucking SkyMo, why can you not respect the citizens of Australia to make a decision about this issue that exists? Why?
I think he would tell you something like,
What would his answer
cannabis is a dangerous drug and people shouldn't be able to have that choice over what they consume and put into their bodies. Because I'm Scott Morrison.
be? Fucking nah.
Now I'm just going to go to the cricket and scull beers like a fucking binge drinker while the fucking country burns.
He probably drinks so much, I reckon. I reckon that cunt drinks more than...
That's the first thing I thought because, yeah.
He looks like an alco.
A little bit. But no, maybe.
Do you know
maybe
one thing
not.
I've really
Maybe
honestly
not.
noticed? I don't know what it is, but there's something about the Liberal Party and their members being bald.
Yeah, it's because, I don't know.
It's
I'm
just a
not sure.
commonality. It's not all of them, but fuck, there's a lot of bald cunts in that party.
It's, it appeals to people who are bald and middle-aged and...
Fuck. Nah.
If you're bald, then
If
you
you've
probably
ever
vote
if
for
you've
the
ever worked in the
Liberals.
business world, you'll notice it's the finance guys that are bald. People who deal with money go bald.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. That's in my personal experience. But
No, fair enough.
It's really weird. It's where I see it. I don't know if that's something I've made up, but fuck me, it's how I see it. I'm like picturing like 20 or 30 people I know who work across money in some form, accounting, finance, loans, just fucking all of that.
Maybe
And I'm
it's
just
like monks where if they have the bald patch, it's like considered holy.
But to be fair, maybe it's just because they're bald that I notice them.
I think it's confirmation bias. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably the one. But listen, there is definitely something about the Liberal Party and bald people. I don't know what it is, but I need to discover it.
I reckon it's just that the shiny head. It's a bit like have a go, get a go, or you know, it's like a catchy slogan right to the fucking dome, and it hits you. It hits your eyes like.
Does it make?
Like,
maybe it just makes them the most neutral possible. Right?
Oh, I see.
You can't offend someone with a bald haircut. It's
like,
just unfortunate.
Like, you can't be like, shit haircut, bro.
Yeah, like you can't
This is the
have...
guy, that guy's bald.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
going to vote for him. I'm going to vote for him because he's bald. What if you're really against bald? You're just like, I really don't like people who are bald.
Should we start a movement? No more baldies.
No, I'm not against baldies.
Nah, they're
I
fine.
love them.
I love Trav.
Some of my favorite friends are bald.
Yeah, mine too. He's a bit of an animal, though. To be fair, he works in finance, just funnily enough. But he's an accountant, actually. Yeah, but, yeah, fuck you, Trav.
Well, okay. Just playing into the stereotype you created.
So this question of like, can you respect us? How would we make them hear this? I think we've got one thing that we built last year, and we haven't acted on it. And I've been thinking about it. We need to.
We do need to.
We have a fucking bomb. If you don't know. Some should know. We've mentioned it on the podcast maybe 2 or 3 times. I made a startup at the start of last year called betterletters.com.au. And basically, we allow you to send a physical letter to a member of parliament or anyone you choose to. But the member of parliament, we have like an actual list. So you can just click through all of their names and go, I want to send it to ScoMo. I want to send it to Albanese. I want to send it to fucking Dado. You know,
I want to send it to the Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House.
Even if you can't vote.
Also the Governor General, that's one we're working on. But anyway, and this is all federal, and I am adding state member lists real soon. We're working on that development. It should hopefully happen really, really soon, and we can put some focus and attention on it. So one of the things we want to do is run campaigns that allow a lot of letters to be sent. And the idea is it's taking your voice from the digital and placing it into the physical world. So an email can be deleted, it can be ignored, it can just literally be scrolled over. Like it's a nothing. A letter, it doesn't make much of an impact, but maybe 1,000 or 10,000 letters. If you sent that to one person's office, their people would be fucking pissed.
It's about disruption in the same way that, like, you know, other tactics can be about disruption too.
Yeah, so...
Making a message. Sending a message.
Sending a message.
It's literally Batman.
Oh, shit, maybe that should be our branding. Send a message to those who need to fucking hear.
Oh, wow. It's
angry.
very aggressive.
Yeah, but I'm a bit angry. Like,
It's
it's 2020 and we don't have legal weed. Like, what is this?
What's happening?
Why am I not
to be
allowed to
honest,
live in space?
I think that we should be asking these questions. We have a podcast coming up with a Greens member, Michael Berkman, a guy who's
Fuck
actually
yeah,
in
Michael.
state
I
parliament.
really like his new idea for building the shuttle bus to go through Mount thingy.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's maybe not quite right on how he did, but he started the talking point. It made sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Might not be the right alignment. But
Yeah, it's probably a little too long of a track. But I think there's some
City
ideas
gliders
there.
are great though, and you have so many other, like, just good ideas, good policy ideas coming from the local state Greens in Queensland. So I'm going to talk to him, even maybe talk about some of his, because see, the Greens, they have these ideas about developing a legal cannabis agency that would basically be a way to reduce, minimize harm, and also, like, you know, regulate the market throughout Australia.
And check quality and all of that.
But, you know, we would like to have a discussion around what that would look like, what level of bureaucracy that would entail, and what that would mean for regular producers, consumers.
Yeah. It would be pretty ridiculous if you have to submit your buds to some government body to go, sorry, mate, this has too much THC.
Or something of that nature.
Or, you know, something like that. I think you can have a government regulation, and I think it should exist. I think you can't just have a fucking free market because you'll get moldy buds and things.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that would have to happen is you should make everywhere that sells it have flyers that talk about moldy and bad quality buds and make like a good piece of content that gets handed out to everyone on top of like
Public health
minimization and stuff, so like encourage vaporizing and all of this. Like, man, we should build this plan for them.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm.
Agreed. And
actually
actually,
what
we
we're
can
doing on
work
Fab.
closely with the Greens. If we sit down and have a discussion, we find it fruitful, maybe we can push it through that political means.
Yep.
Even if we don't necessarily stand by everything that's happening on the federal level or whatever.
Yeah, not at all.
You know, they're probably the party that I would personally vote for out of the majors.
You're definitely a greenie.
Yeah, I'm definitely a greenie.
But listen,
you know,
anyone who's disagreeing with the greenies needs to understand. You're not voting for the fucking greenies. You're voting against the fucking right that's literally trying to destroy your fucking country by selling off everything to fucking China and having absolutely no state-run resources. So you don't get any money out of the shit they use for your shit.
Among other
Electricity, oh, you could have been making money on that. But guess what? They privatized it. So you don't get any fucking money out of it.
yeah, just
It's
like
fucking
everything.
stupid. It makes no sense.
Yep. Yep.
But listen, like I was always a Liberal Democrat voter and I still vote for them. But you know why? Not because I fucking think they're the right party to vote for. I think of it just as like, do not give the fucking Liberals or the fucking Labour Party any extra votes. Go fucking Greens, Liberal Dems. Democrats, fucking Greens. Fucking pick something. Pirate Party. Fuck yeah, Pirate Party. Shout out Miles.
Yeah, Miles is good.
Fuck yeah, Miles. But like, that's kind of where I get to. It's like, I don't really care where these like other minor parties lie. The fact is that they at least have things that they're pushing for that are outside of the bounds, and it starts topics of conversation. So like,
Yeah.
it just, you know, like say you had the Liberal Dems and you had the Greens and we somehow magically got them like 2 seats each, right? Like,
Well, the Greens already got a seat.
Greens always fucking have seats. Okay, but imagine you had a few and they were talking about cannabis legalization. They would have to side. It's like you'd have to find some weird compromise, and I think
Well,
that's
in
where
the
you
Senate, right, where the Liberal Democrats released their plan, their bill,
Yeah.
I think it was actually the Greens that sided with them on that bill.
Yeah.
Even though the rest of them didn't want to even hear it or like have a
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, it wasn't a discussion. They would at least hear that out.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that that's the thing. Like, if you're talking about crossbench support, then absolutely, crossbench can do a lot to break apart that kind of existing political ossification. But what I want to see personally is not just, you know, I guess supporting of this party or that, or I think that the real pressure that's going to come when it comes to these parties actually doing what we would like them to do.
Yep.
It has to come from outside of elections. It's got to come from our day-to-day action and what we're doing from outside of voting.
Grassroots, bitch.
Yeah, doing the
We
grassroots
should get
campaign.
like some crew to make a song about doing the grassroots movement of cannabis and shit. Oh, have I told you about my? You know I have, haven't I? So anyone who knows 1-4,
Well, you know, maybe we can get the Eshays on our side somehow, Yosef. What do you
mate,
think?
I think we can. They love weed. Oh wait, they sell it probably, so they like profit from it. But maybe they want legal weed because
And
they
maybe
want the dang. I don't know.
Maybe they don't want to smoke stuff that kills them, so that we can get them
maybe
on
that-
side that
yeah,
way.
but maybe they're growing the good shit and they get it for themselves. Like they're the guys who fucking rolling the system, bitch.
It's kind of true.
That's possible.
It depends on what level of Eshay you are, because there's always like the garden variety, like
That's
you know,
true. Yeah,
and they're probably smoking PGR.
that's possible.
Think about it.
Probably possible.
It's,
Yeah.
it's probable, mate. Especially if they're 18.
Oh yeah. Like how dumb were you when you were fucking 18, eh? Oh fuck yeah, bro. Listen, I just got the good shit from my fucking dealer,
Oh,
eh?
fuck
He
yeah,
told me
cunt.
it was an
Oh,
extra
fuck
$10,
yeah.
but like, fuck, look at this, man. Like it's got so many fucking orange hairs and shit. Like,
Dude, that is literally poop.
nah, it's fucking good.
No, you have feces in that bag.
Oh fuck
not
yeah,
weed.
yeah.
It's
That's
poop.
a bit of cat shit. Fuck. Like, do you think it's still good to smoke, mate?
You could give it a go.
Fuck yeah, ScoMo. If you have a go, give it a go.
Give it a fucking go if you get it.
If you get a go, give a go.
Yeah, give
fucking give
yeah.
a go. This is
That's
probably the
friendly
most
Aussie
cook-
podcast.
This is the most cooked podcast I think we've ever had in terms of us being cooked.
Yep. And everyone's here to enjoy it. This is how we're starting off the year and the decade, right?
What? It's January 20, I think, or 21. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the 22nd of January. I'm
Look.
22 years old. That's just a coincidence.
It's fucking voodoo. Doo-doo,
I think
doo-doo.
not actually, because yeah, I invented time. So
Hey, me too. If you
I
invented
know.
time and I invented time,
who invented time really?
the question is: are doors inside or outside?
Ooh,
thought about this today.
Well, why not? Why not both?
Exactly.
They are like
Quantum.
a liminal space. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
doors are quantum.
Quantum doors.
Quantum. Every door is a quantum door.
Whoa, man.
They're fucking blew your mind, man. It's just a portal to another dimension.
Dude, when I step through that door, man, I end up in a different fucking reality, man.
Yeah, man. Because reality is all that I see that's in front of me. It doesn't exist anywhere else.
Dude, when I close my eyes, man, like everything fucking disappears, bro.
Whoa. Not me, man. I still see like blinking lights and shit.
Oh, really, man?
Yeah, man.
It's kind of true, bro. I guess you got some kind of like implant or some shit.
Yeah, man. I've
It's
been.
probably the chemtrails.
Nah, man. It's the fluoride.
It's the fluoride. Yeah, fair enough, man.
I think this is where we leave it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got into conspiracy. We got into just crazy things. We kind of gave you
We
guys a
meandered.
summary of what we're looking to do. Listen. If you're interested in what we're doing, reach out to us. If you want to work with us, if you want to write an article, if you want to do a podcast, we're
Help
in Brizzy.
us.
We will travel for podcasts if you're around the Brizzy area, like up to maybe 3 to 6 hours.
Yeah, mate. We'll come to you.
We'll come to you.
But
Not on
we'd like you
but
to come to
you.
us as
Even though
well.
it's the FAP, we don't come on you.
No, that's not part of
we
the
just
deal.
come to you.
Yes, and chat to you. Have a nice discussion.
If you have any stories regarding cannabis, please submit them. A cannabis confessional. Tell us about why you use cannabis and
Yeah.
all of that. We don't have to put it in your name if you don't want to. If you want to write for us, we do pay for good quality writing. Like it's available. So like contribute to the community if you can.
Please.
Tell us what you want to see more from us. Do you want
Please.
more podcasts? Because we sort of don't do them on the regular, but we do want to try. It's
We want
not
to keep
easy.
them up.
But do you want to see us talking more with political parties? Do you want to
Like the video if you really do want to see more podcasts. And if you just want to see more video content from Friendly Aussie Buds in general, make sure to
Yeah.
hit the bell and subscribe.
Yeah, hit that bell. If you're an advertiser that wants some space, like hit us up. That's another one. If you want us to give you a shout out on the podcast, just let us know. We'll do it. We don't want to charge
Shouts
for
out,
it.
y'all.
If you've got cool pieces though, and you want us to promote it, like just give us the piece and we'll fucking have a smoke and we'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Fuck
We'll
yeah.
visually describe this piece.
Nah, we can put pictures into the
We
video.
will. It's just a funny joke.
And
People on Spotify won't get it.
yeah, nah. Well, I mean, they can go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you can do us a favor, anytime you see one of our posts or anything, just leave us a like, and a comment's also really great. But like, give us a like, maybe a share, because honestly, like that's how you help us more than anything. Which is kind of weird, but like literally that's what helps us on top of buying our shit, but like helping us reach more people so we can educate,
Agitate,
definitely
organize.
agitate. Yep, we'll have cannabis picnics coming soon across the country. There's a group doing it and we'll help promote it. And we'll be doing it, and it'll be a good time where we'll clean up a park and smoke some dope and meet some other fellow stoners. So it's a good way to get some connects.
Yeah, just meet some friends.
Make some friends. This is the problem. Everyone's
We're
not
also
really
isolated.
Exactly. We need to build a real life community. This is one of the other problems we've got in Australia.
And that's really like, if you want anything done in the world, you've got to find your people.
And you know who my people are, Mitch?
Oh, who?
You.
Oh, nice, man. You're
You're my
my people
dude.
too.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck off, Clarence.
Oh, sorry, man. What does Clarence say? I haven't watched him with Big Les.
Fuck, oh, Les.
Oh, Les.
Oh, Les. Do you think I can watch the FAP?
Fuck off,
Fuck
Clarence.
off, Clarence. Yeah.
You're not fucking allowed.
You're not allowed to fucking watch the FAP. The FAP's only for fucking Les, because Les is a fucking sick cunt.
He's a legend.
Only sick cunts watch the fucking FAP.
That's true.
Yeah, nah, watch the fucking FAP. Fuck yeah, have a good time.
Except if you're Clarence. Fuck off.
Fuck off, Clarence, you fucking...
Except
man.
if your name actually is Clarence.
Please stick around.
Stick around. We really do value you.
Actually, if your name is Clarence, leave a comment and we'll give you a fuck PGR sticker.
Yes. Yes, please. We'll give you a big one.
We should really have had a contest in this.
Mm.
We should have put it earlier. All right, we'll think about this for the next one. Take a note.
Yeah.
All right.
Contest next time, guys.
Contest next time.
And we love you. Remember that too.
Mwah.
Mwah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Sleep tight.